Hi friends, this is Gail O'Neill, and I teach stamping. I hope you enjoy. Good Morning Magnolia, which is a new set that'll be in the new catalog in June. So, I was like really playing, and we're going to play a little bit more tonight because there's some things with the technique that I didn't do. But here are some of the cards that I did, and these great dies that come with it. So here's another card. Some of them, I even was a good girl, and not that one. Not that one either. Let's see, did I do this one? Nope, not that one either. But this has some alcohol in the back, and this started out long. Here's that die again, and it does have like a little indentation in it. It embosses at the same time, but this started out as a double. It was on one side and the other, and I just kept cutting it down and cutting it down until I decided. And then this is these cards and envelopes that are in the suite. So, and also from the let me see, Memories and More, this background came out of that. So I kind of colored, you're going to see that's part of my technique tonight. I used the Shimmer Paint and mixed it with our ink. So on this particular one, I colored some from both sides to give it a darker and lighter effect. You can see that shimmer. But some are lighter, some are darker because of that. So that was really fun. And then here's another one also with the Memories and More, and then an embossing folder. I know I did some, another one I didn't do. I thought I was getting better. No, not that one. Let's see. Ta-da! So I also did this one with two different DSPs. So this is the front and back of the one DSP, and then this is another one. And I'm going to be doing a card similar to that one tonight. And I think I showed you that one. But I'll bring them back in again at the end, like always. Okay, so I'm going to do that other card first before I go into the technique. When you hear things dropping, it's me getting it off my desk, because things get like that. Okay, so I just did it at a different angle, and I stamped my own background. So let's go ahead and stamp that background. And I used Petal Pink and the small Magnolia, which I hope is clean. Yep. Okay, so I wanted to keep them facing the same direction, but I still, you know, twisted them now and then to try and keep it, you know, a little bit random. Okay, so there's the quick background. And you could color this in, you know, the flowers if you wanted to. But to me, it's a lot. There are fast ways of doing it, though. Okay, so we'll put that aside. So there's the background. And then I cut a piece. This is 2.5 inches wide. Let me double check. Yes, 2.5 inches. So it gets put at an angle. So I kind of laid it where I thought I wanted it. All right, we're going to stamp that about there. So two of the sets that I'm really upset, I get to throw something off my desk too, that are retiring are these two sets, because I love to be able to do something with DSP and then just put a big greeting on it. So if you can get your hands on those before they go, that would be a good thing. So we're going to stamp the congratulations. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that, yeah, about there. Now when you want it real black, do it on the stamparatus so you can hit it a second time. All right, so I'm going to put that in the middle. Always use liquid glue when you're doing something like this. All right, it's going to stay right there, I think. Nope, I can move it. This didn't happen when I was doing it by myself. All right, and then this one, liquid glue. So one's going to go there. And the other is going to go there. I'm getting buzzed. Keep going and then I'll try again in a minute. Okay, so once you have that, then you're just going to glue it, angle it. And again, I'm going to use the liquid because it's definitely a little easier. This actually should have been to the end. I don't know what I was thinking. So that you can, because this needs to hang over so you're not wasting as much. And of course, I'm wasting as much. So then you're going to take your big old ribbon scissors that they don't sell anymore, because it's easier to cut that off with a larger scissor. So you do have enough left to do another card. So you have that, and then we're going to glue this to the black piece. So this was my 5 by 3 3/4. I was trying to do something else today a little bigger, and I just didn't like it. I had to cut it down. And then this goes on this. Okay. So it's pretty quick when you're not losing computer and all that good stuff. And let me try again to get back to my page. Okay, and I think I did. I didn't. I gotta love me. Okay. So, the next one, it's the last one that really has all that shiny, fun stuff. This also has a little bit of a technique. This is the card right there. Okay, so I'm going to move everything aside. This is the beautiful vellum that comes in that suite. It's so nice. It's kind of duller on one side and shinier on the other side. Let me get rid of my mouse. That would probably help. Okay, so that's going to go over there. So I cut 2 of these just in case. And I wanted to bring in another pink, so I used Lovely lipstick. I think. Might have been Melon Mambo. I think it was Melon Mambo. so we stamped in Mossy Meadow, and I did that part of it first. And I'm going to pull it down further, so you might lose me just so I can get it straight, which I probably won't do anyway. And I didn't ink it good, but I did stamp another one earlier. And that's not the one. There it is. Okay, so that's what it should look like. Oh, it's not. And then what I did
It's just the, the lovely lipstick is
that
staying.
flower,
And
the powder is going. God, I confused myself. Okay, we're going to emboss it quickly. And what I did was I mixed white with the lovely lipstick that is retiring. The color isn't. So we're going to do that real fast, because we got to get to the other technique. In case anybody's wondering, these little trays that I'm using tonight, I got them at the dollar store, like where they have the fancier paper plates and the entertaining plastics. They're like for pedophores or something. I don't know. But I went, oh, I could use those. So now I have to find a little container to put that in. So we're just going to heat that up. And then as soon as that's cool, now you can do it either of two ways. I am going to use the blends, and I didn't want that one. But I'm going to show you another way in a second. But I just took the blends and then I took a little bit of the lighter shade, and this is the lovely lipstick. Okay, and then you're going to take the color lifter and you're going to push some of that color up. Let me do it with the other side. And I think in reality, it's also pulling some of the color off of where you embossed it. So it kind of gave it like a really cool effect. So you want to make sure you clean off any color that came out on that. And then I just took a lighter green and didn't worry about, you know, blending anything, and just gave it some color. Okay, so that was that part of it. And we're going to throw some dimensionals on it and put this card together. This is also a retiring ribbon, but it matches. Oops. So we're going to get that on there. And you know what? I think I'm going to do it the other direction this time, just to change it up a little. Just because I can. And you'll actually see more of the ribbon doing it this way. Okay, so that's on there. Now we're going to take this we'll put that there. And then we'll just take a few. I'm going to try doing it this way and see what happens. Whoop. It'll work. Not great, but it'll work. Let me find where I threw my liquid glue again, because that's really what I need to use. So we'll put those there and those there, and then we're going to do some techniques. Even if I don't get that last card together, you'll see how I did it, because I don't want to keep you here all night. So then this punch also matches this set. I only need 2. So that is not retiring. And that goes down right there. And then I put some gems on it, but I'm not going to on this one because it's packed for a class that I have tomorrow. So that is the one direction and that is the other direction. But it's really fun mixing your colors together. I love doing that on occasion. All right, let me clear a little bit away because we're going to do a little bit of technique. And then we're going to do this part of this final card, which I just love how it came out. All right, so a couple of the things that I did. I did it like I wanted one a little bit darker. So this will reactivate, I do believe. That's why I didn't clean out the bowls. So I used alcohol. And we're going to see right now if it reactivates. If not, I'll make new. Come on. Oh, yes, it does. Okay, so there's the lighter color. But I did have some pre-stamped things, so I wanted to show you how it looks. So if I did, oh, I should reactivate them all. Let me just do that because I need the colors for it. And I think I have another one. Yes. So we'll have a separate one for the green. It'll make it easier. And all I did was a few drops of this and then a few drops of the ink refills until you got the color you wanted. A couple times I added a little bit more. I know that's going to go flying. Okay, so while it's wet, that's got too much on it. And the best thing is if you can do it, well, you'll see on the other card. Like I do it in the Stamparatus, and then I can re-stamp over it again. Yeah, there was still too much on there of the darker color. Let's make that. And let me get my towel to clean it each time. And I'm going to lighten this, because I just darkened it. Way too much. Good thing there's a lot in here, and it goes a long way. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next one, and I'm going to have to start there again. And then you can go from the light to the dark, but you can't go the other way without cleaning it. So you're gonna just get, and you don't have to go all the way up if you don't want to. So I'm gonna go in with the light and then work down and see if that's better. There's the light, and then grab a little dark and then blend it together. Yeah, it's still a work in progress, but you see how pretty that's coming out though? And then I think it might, no, it probably won't if you get it too much onto, well, while it's wet, you can probably take something and wipe over the embossing, but this dries onto wood and everything else, unless the alcohol changes it. But here it is on smoky slate. And sometimes on the black, see, it's doing it on this too. It, like you lose the color for whatever reason. It absorbs in. The green stayed fine. So when I couldn't do that, let me show you what I came up with. On the black, the gray, and on, it worked on here. I could get two colors, if you can see. Pencils. So this was the other technique. So you're going to take your pencils, and you can do it with the green also. I'm just going to do it with the pinks. So you take your darker one, then you take your lighter of whatever shades you pick, and you kind of blend them a little bit. Then you take your white. So once you take your white, then you pull back down over your other colors, and it kind of blends them all together. Now, if you, God, I got into something here. Everything's like all wet. Okay, so if you kind of streak your colors a little bit, like flick it, like I always say to do with the lens. Now watch what happens. So rather than like really, see how pretty that looks? So that's just two different ways of getting that color down. I really prefer doing that. I love that. It's very subtle. Okay, so I'm going to show you quick, even if I don't get to do the whole card, because it was a process. Yeah, I got stuff all over here. All right, let me throw some more things down on the floor. Get the Stamparatus. And I think it's clean. I hope it's clean, because my clean thing is pretty dry. All right, so I'm going to have to reset it for where I want it, because I did play with it. Which direction? I'll go this direction. I'll do it just like the other card. All right, so you're going to set it where you want it. I know this is going to like flip over. Yeah, I had other stuff on there. That's all right. I'll grab another piece if that doesn't cover it, but I think it will. So you can also blot that onto a stamp, the ink that we made. So you can stamp in any color with that. Okay, so what happens, this is still a little bit wet, but we'll see if it works. Is your black kind of gets dull, you know, from doing this. So I took this out before and like reset it, but I'm gonna try doing it just like this. So it dulls out the black ink. So after you've stamped everything and colored it, you're going to go ahead and then re-stamp the whole thing. And that's really darker than I wanted it, and that's lighter. So now I know what to do. We're going to use this a little bit. Of course, I'm like contorting myself here to, because I like to turn my paper. Not myself. It's a lot more comfortable to turn the paper. It's so sparkly. Okay, so we're going to clean that off. I'm going to see if I can do it. I've lost one of them. Oh, see the speckles. Be nice for doing whoosh, 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 spots when you want them. So what I'm going to do, oh, I like those spots, even though I didn't like them on that. I'm going to go lighter on this, and see, everything's an experiment. And then on the darker, I'll go back. And for the center, I just used a yellow. I'm actually liking this one much better. I'll show you them together in a second. But I'm using like where it's not so dark, where I lightened it. And you can make some spots darker, like there, and here, there. And in there. So less is more with this. Oh, I like it. Okay, so once you've done that and you have it still all set, and hopefully that's exactly where it was. We'll find out in a second. So then you take your ink. I wish we had a tool that held it, so you knew you were putting it right back in the same. I'm gonna come up with something. Maybe the ruler to my other thing would work. Girls, I'm gonna figure this out. Please. It's a drop off, but you can see how it brightens it back up. When, you know, you do have to get it in the right spot, and I didn't really pay attention to where it was. So then what I did, I'm not going to do it, but I created a mask and put that on there. Then I took my glycerin and the blue and did my sponging. So then, because I didn't cut it down more, but I did this on purpose, I went, oh, I'm going to do this. So I left it the way it was. So I had that white space. So what I did with the white space is I took the light smoky slate blend, and I went all around that to give it that shadow. But here's the difference with going lighter to a little darker. And I mean, I like them both, but I think I like the light a lot more. And then I'm trying to decide, like, I want to do some of these in different colors. And I guess if you're the artist, you can color a flower any color you want and just claim you don't know what they're supposed to look like. Or it's a hybrid, right? It's a hybrid. So you're going to see some of these in purple and blues because I want to. So let me bring everything back. Hopefully I showed you all the things I was going to show you, and my foolishness. I did lose one of these, and like, I hope it's not going to flip over on me somewhere here. The colored pencils are definitely fun for any flower. And now the new catalog is going to have all the colors that people didn't get before. You'll be able to get it now. So we had this one and that way and that way, and that one and this one, and this a different way. Oh, there's a lot of cards I did, huh? Hey, as they say in, or it's A in Canada. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you on Sunday with, you know, my motto. It'll be something, but I don't know what. We'll all find out together. So good night, everybody. See you Sunday. Thanks for joining me.